If you've been following this channel for a long time, you know I'm neck deep into crypto, and crypto is flying right now. It has been so exciting for my portfolio. I hold predominantly Bitcoin and XRP. And in today's video, I want to cover XRP, which is arguably one of the more controversial coins out there. The history of it is insane, and finally, investors are getting rewarded. I do want to point out in this video, there will be no affiliate links. I don't have a Discord. I don't sell any courses. I just want to give you my honest thoughts on XRP. So first things first, if you want me to make a video explaining Ripple and XRP and exactly what problem they're trying to solve and the means by which they are solving it, please let me know and I'll make a detailed video on it. But for those that know a bit about it, XRP is basically a way to facilitate cross-border transactions and make it a lot faster and a lot cheaper than the current options that exist today, like Swift. And I'm not talking about Swifties and crazy Taylor Swift fans. I'm talking about the boring Swift. I am, of course, talking about the mechanism and technology that a lot of the largest banks in the world use in order to accept and send global currency. If you don't know, for instance, if you send money from Australia to Brazil, it's not just a quick transaction that the bank in Australia will change it to the US dollar, send it across, and then in Brazil, they will change it from the US dollar to their currency and then give it to whoever you're sending it to. It actually takes many days for a transaction like that to settle. It has to go through a bunch of different banks, and the system is not cheap. It actually costs a lot to go ahead and send especially large amounts of money. This is a problem because a lot of large companies, a lot of governments are sending money overseas all the time, and Swift is processing trillions upon trillions of dollars every single day. So you can imagine how many fees they take. Now, the reason that this is a problem is because most of the world is actually moving towards a shorter settlement cycle of T+1 or even T0, where they want it to settle next day or the same day. And this is especially true in the global securities market. So one thing that is also happening that's helping XRP is there are global de-dollarization trends where a lot of the banks are trying to move away from the US dollar in world trade. And so the whole thing of changing everything to the US dollar, sending it across, and then that US dollar being changed to another currency, a lot of the big banks are starting to move away from that. And so that's where Ripple and a lot of its solutions come into play potentially. Now, mind you, a lot of people say XRP is absolutely needed if you want to use Ripple's products, and that's not actually the case. So Ripple is the company, XRP is the underlying crypto that it has, utilizing the blockchain to be a liquidity solution. The point of XRP, again, it's to streamline global transactions and for XRP to basically be an intermediary currency. So let's now discuss some of the catalysts that are causing XRP to pump to the moon right now. You're seeing everyone come out of the woodwork and start saying XRP is going $100 and all this nonsense, right? So why exactly is XRP flying right now? Couple of reasons. First things first, Bitcoin is on a huge run. It's probably going to hit 100,000 in the next couple of weeks or so. Why is that happening? A lot of it had to do with the election. Trump is definitely crypto friendly. If you look at the people he surrounded himself with, Elon Musk, Vivek, some of the others, very, very pro crypto. And he hates Gary Gensler. He mentioned that on day one, he's going to fire Gary Gensler, which is the head of the SEC, arguably the person in charge for completely destroying the potential of XRP's price. Remember, back in 2017, 2018, XRP was the #2 crypto behind Bitcoin. It wasn't Ethereum. It was ahead of Ethereum, market cap wise. One of the main reasons it took a slump is because there was a lot of rumors out there that the government, the SEC, is going to crack down on cryptos like XRP and call them a security and file lawsuits and stuff. And that's exactly what happened just a few years later. And ever since 2020, it doesn't even matter if there was run in Bitcoin, there would never be a run in XRP. It was so suppressed. It's like a spring that's just been brought down. And now, because Trump's going to be in office, because Gary Gensler is actually stepping down, he doesn't want to get fired on day one of Trump's presidency. So he's actually announced that he will be stepping down. So in January, you're hopefully going to see a more friendly leader of the SEC when it comes to crypto. And that is really going to help XRP, because arguably XRP has been the whipping boy of the SEC for such a long time now. The other reason that XRP can potentially fly is there's a lot of happenings in the news. For instance, Brad Garlinghouse is going to be going on 60 Minutes on Sunday. You have these types of things that the retail investor gets excited by. You can also say, oh, it's Thanksgiving. Everyone's talking to their family and friends. They're back home. They're saying, do you know about XRP? Let me tell you what problems it's solving. It actually has utility, unlike some of these other shill coins. And they talk to them about it. They show them their profit, and people get excited by that. And by the way, before I even continue, I hate it when people cover crypto and don't show their actual holdings. So let me show you my holding in XRP so that you could see that I am invested and I am sitting on a nice profit. And unless XRP completely shoots up to like $5, $6 very, very quickly, because in the world of crypto, if something moves up super quickly, you are likely to lose it just as fast. I'm going to continue to hold XRP and probably dollar cost average over the long term. Again, for me, it's mainly XRP and Bitcoin these days. Now, something that I want to point out is that XRP isn't really decentralized because Ripple calls a lot of the shots. And theoretically, yes, that can be a bad thing in the sense that Ripple can do the retail investor dirty, just like AMC used to back in the day, right? Or one of these short squeeze stocks that everyone would get excited by. And then once the price goes up, they say, well, we're releasing more stock, right? Theoretically, if Ripple's in charge and they deem it necessary, they can actually change some of the tokenomics revolving around XRP, and that can most certainly hurt XRP. The other thing is the diehard crypto fans, they don't like the fact that XRP is controlled by Ripple and that Ripple is an entity. It's not decentralized. It is a centralized situation. They don't like that. I'll explain to you why that's really important in this case, because the problem that XRP and Ripple is trying to solve is global payments in the billions, right? When these huge governments, when these huge banks are sending millions and billions of dollars, there has to be some sort of way to check that fraud isn't occurring, that money laundering isn't an issue, right? The whole KYC thing. And these anti-money laundering situations, you can't really do that on a decentralized crypto like, let's say, Bitcoin, right? That's very, very difficult to do. It's all over the world. There is no central company that's controlling everything, and it's kind of too big to fail at this point, whereas XRP is a little bit different, and I might make a whole different video, like I said, about how it works. It's not proof of stake or anything like that. It actually runs a little bit different. Also has some issues in the sense that some of the validators can technically collude and make a glitch in the system or accept or deny a certain payment, and that can cause a lot of issues. And in the world of crypto, just one hiccup can take down the entire shebang. So that's important to point out. Now, the other thing that I want to mention that's actually a positive for XRP is that you're going to be hearing of so many new partnerships and so many new companies, governments, banks that are going to start using some of Ripple's offerings in order to streamline the process of global payments. Now, this is a positive, right? However, I do want to point out that there is a huge inconsistency and I think a fallacy that a lot of these XRP, proponents that have a lot invested in it and their channel is all about just pumping XRP, they keep saying that Ripple is going to take over Swift. Again, Swift processes trillions upon trillions of dollars every single day. They're huge. They're definitely the number one player. And they also have a global payment innovation situation where they are working on decreasing settlement time. Now, obviously with XRP, it's almost instantaneous, whereas Swift will likely move to a T+1 or a T0 scenario where it's same day or next day, which might be good enough for some of the largest banks and some of the largest countries and governments that may be utilizing Swift. But it's important to point out that Ripple doesn't need to overtake Swift. Even if it just takes some of that market share, that's going to be great for us. But don't think that if there is going to start being adoption of Ripple's products by some of these bigger players, that Swift is just going to go out of business or become rendered obsolete. There's no way. They will adjust. So what's happening now is very similar to, let's say, ChatGPT coming out, Microsoft pumping billions of dollars and going ahead and taking ChatGPT, integrating it into Copilot, integrating it into Microsoft Bing, and then their search engine starts to take market share away from Google. Google doesn't just say, okay, we're just going to be like BlackBerry and let Apple and some of these other devices kill us. No, they say, okay, so now people are moving to AI, so they're stealing our market share. So they pumped all their resources into AI. And now you see Google's Gemini, arguably not as good as ChatGPT, but they are integrating that into Google. They are copying what Microsoft Bing is doing, what Perplexity is doing. They're making sure that they're not rendered obsolete. Did they bleed some of their market share? Absolutely. Does it mean that it's just going to go away and now it will be overtaken by Microsoft or some of these other AI search engines? I don't think so. And so I think the same thing is going to happen with Swift or some of these other options. Again, we have to talk about the negatives. We have to look at it with clarity. And if we try to look at it objectively, then we have to say there's a lot of competitors that are also trying to do what Ripple and XRP is trying to do. You could look at even cryptos like Stellar, XLM. You could look at Algorand. You could look at some of the ETH-based stablecoins that are also trying to solve some of these cross-border payment issues as well. Again, they are a lot of times decentralized, and this creates a little bit of an accountability issue and a little bit of maybe tracking issue and other issues that perhaps with Ripple and XRP isn't really the case. You also have to realize there's something that could be an issue, which is the central bank's digital currencies. This can also become an issue. Again, a negative is that Ripple calls all the shots when it comes to XRP and other offerings that it has. So some say, wow, it's just a banker's coin. This can create a big problem. The other thing I want to mention is, again, all of the people that are pumping XRP and claiming it's the next best thing, and they're citing all of these partnerships that XRP and Ripple has, and that this is amazing because they're partnered with this and they're partnered with that. The reality is a lot of these are simply pilot programs rather than actual high-scale, high-volume implementations of Ripple and XRP's technology. The other thing I want to mention is a lot of people say that XRP is actually deflationary. That's not necessarily very accurate. So theoretically, yes, it is. If you read the white paper, if you read that there's a little bit of a burn every time a transaction takes place, but it's negligible. So it's definitely not an inflationary coin or token, although, again, Ripple is in charge. And theoretically, if they start to get squished with even more legal battles, maybe even not just in America, maybe in other countries, the EU starts cracking down for whatever reason on Ripple or XRP or wherever, they're going to have a lot of expenses. And if they deem it necessary, theoretically, they can go ahead and release more XRP and dilute the price, right? Really, really hurt the price action of XRP. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but it's important to note that it's something that can happen versus something like Bitcoin, which just has a finite supply in the end. I just want to point out, so personally, I am so excited because I hold XRP. The reason I hold XRP is because I feel that it's so suppressed, and I was really hoping for this chain of events. A new president coming in and perhaps revamping the leadership of the SEC. I knew that at some point there's going to be revamped enthusiasm for XRP. The holders of XRP community has a lot of actual impact on the success of a coin, a token in crypto. And the XRP community is strong. For the most part, the community is very, very loyal to the vision of Ripple and XRP. They love the leadership. And if you know anything about leadership of some of these other crypto companies, Ripple might be at the very top as far as legit, solid, good leadership of a company. And it's just really sad that the SEC completely destroyed any potential that they had back in the day. And when things would moon, even over the pandemic, the whole crypto run, XRP holders and Ripple enthusiasts weren't really able to reap the profits of that. Whereas now I feel like there's a chance where they might be able to do that, especially because altcoin season is upon us. I do believe that Bitcoin will surpass 100,000. I'll definitely make a video if it does. And then I also believe that right after, a lot of people will take profits, and then with those profits, they'll pump it into some of these other coins and tokens, hoping for that lottery ticket, or just because they believe there's a lot more potential gain in another altcoin versus something like Bitcoin, which again can only grow so much. You see that the market cap is a lot. It's in the trillions already. If you take a look at the market cap of something like XRP, it's actually not that high at all. And so that tells me that there is a lot of room for growth. Again, remember 2017, 2018, it was the number 2 crypto, well ahead of Ethereum. And if you take a look at Ethereum's market cap now, and you even fathom the possibility that in the next 3 to 4 years, XRP can hit that market cap, and you will see that the profits are many, many multiples of what XRP is today. So personally, I'm going to hold. Now, I'm someone that swing trades sometimes. If something runs up hundreds of percentage points within a couple of weeks, I will definitely slide some profits out. But I'm bullish on XRP and I'm planning to hold for the long term. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys feel is going to happen with XRP? How high do you feel it can go? Do you think it could hit $10 within the next 5 to 10 years? Do you think it could hit $6 within the next 2 to 3 years? I want to know what you guys think. Do you think it's just a piece of shit coin and people that are invested in it are just wasting time and there's a lot of crypto euphoria and people are just taking advantage of that? I want to hear from you. And again, let me know if you want me to create a video where I will detail in a very easy to understand manner what XRP is, the different offerings Ripple has, how it all works, and a little more of a deep dive into the bull case and the bear case for XRP and for Ripple. And also, please remember, don't just keep an eye on your crypto portfolio. Keep an eye on your mental health. Keep an eye on your friendships, relationships. Take care of yourself. I appreciate you for watching this video in its entirety. And for those that have had the grit and the perseverance to hold on, to be so tenacious as to not let go of XRP over all these years, and now you're sitting at a 200, 300% profit, congratulations to you. You did it. You stuck to your convictions. You were proven right. And how many times in this life do you believe in something and continue to believe in it and continue to believe in it, and then you're proven right? It's such a beautiful feeling. Sometimes in this life, if you hang around long enough, even if you're a loser, you keep losing, but you hang around long enough, the tide's going to turn. And eventually, you're going to become a winner. I appreciate you all for watching this video in its entirety, and I will see all of you in the next one.